Look, Lil Pump throwing shots at Adam22. Adam22, the 22ster, was in charge of Lil Pump's first tour when he was only 16 some odd years old. You know what I mean? Well, look here, bro. He said Adam22 was running trains with him on other 16-year-olds. Now, Adam22 was a grown man, so that would have made this totally wrong. I want people to get the picture here. But look, that man say this is karma for always dragging him and bringing his name up. He say Adam22 is a piece of shit pedophile. I've been telling people for a long time, bro. People that chase pussy, black, white, or orange, finish last. They don't have an age. They don't have an age that they won't mess with. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. They are freaky motherfuckers. They gotta be stopped. Point blank period. This man shouldn't still be living a life of porn. So when you see him doing his wife like that with Jason, whatever his name is, Jason Love, you understand where he's coming from. This man has always been allegedly a sexual predator. Shout out Lil Pump for even sharing the story. Sometimes, bro, it's better to come clean and let the world know, inquiring minds know, who these people really are. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the... Look, Kanye West South Korea listening party canceled abruptly too. They shut it down, bro. Due to the controversy surrounding Ye, they are pulling that carpet, that magic rug, as some like to refer to it as, right from under him. Yeah, bro, you are a commercial artist, fam. Act commercial. The minute you don't act commercial, you got to go. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. On top of that, they say as of May 19th, today, they're not selling any more Yeezy products. They're discontinuing the sales. Refunds will go out. And they promise to have better performances that bring more excitement for their community, bro. Look, Kanye West is fucked. Fucked. On top of that, Dave Blunt's big fat ass, be careful what you sign up to work with. Yeah, be careful, because this is going to cost that man some money too, and opportunities. You know why? You willing to stoop that low, that fucking low, you could go with it. You know, point blank, take you in your oxygen tank and hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no fucking more. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the play. Look, Floyd Mayweather is not going broke. Y'all gotta stop that bullshit. What it started when a man say he acquired 62, 63 apartment buildings in Manhattan. On top of that, he bought a building in the Diamond District for his grandson, New York NBA YoungBoy son. Is gonna be rich. This man has always invested his money properly. Now you always see him dragging a wagon of cash, but don't mean he was blowing it, bro. You just see a couple watches, couple cars here and there. Other than that, Floyd Mayweather is good, bro. He's suing the business insider for like $100 million. And this is the first time he ever went to these lengths behind one of those platforms, but he say they gonna cost him like billions of dollars in revenue. On top of that, they sauteing the name of his company. He not what he is fighting back. Look, bro, everybody's doing it. Yeah, everybody's doing it, bro. If somebody's dragging you and you can't beat him, you might want to just take him to court to shut him up and to hit their pockets. Point blank period. Shout out the champ, bro. The champ, he ain't going broke. You know, what's going broke, bro? 2 private jets, owning over 100 buildings, and living his day-to-day exactly like he wants to. Like he said, bro, I think everybody will want a slice of that pie. Nah, for real, sit that white-only pie. How much it take? How much it's gonna cost me to turn that white-only pie in a nigga pie? Well, how about I turn y'all in a nigga pie? Yeah. Drop it in the comments, man. Scars on the play. Look, BossMan DLow was exposed by a transgender influencer and he, she, them, him, her, whatever those pronouns are with that person, say they were gonna keep this shit on a hush hush, keep it quiet, wasn't gonna even drag him or expose him, but he wanted free head. Yeah, he wanted free noggin, free head game. You know what I mean? And that influencer wasn't going for that shit, so in return, showed all the messages. Bro, this isn't AI. This isn't AI. BossMan DLow. DLow, they're saying that DLow means down low. BossMan down low. He's the BossMan down low. Yep. Backdooria type shit, bro. They put it in your face and expect you not to think that way. But when you start putting the pieces together, he's been trying to tell you who he was since he came out. Look, Tallahassee, Florida, y'all got to answer to this. Yeah, inquiring minds want to know, is this the way y'all playing around down there? Drop it in the comments. BossMan DLow is a certified queer. They even got a name for him. That community is calling that man Needle Dick, meaning he's been living in that community for quite some time, bro. Let's just be honest. Well, I ain't never seen you with no woman, boss, man. You know what I mean? A lot of people say, well, I do see him with, man, those are friends. Why I ain't never seen you with no woman, nigga? Drop it in the comments. Is this how y'all getting down in Tallahassee, Florida? Inquiring minds want to know. I'm just being honest. I'm just being real. I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth. So help me God. So help me God, man. Look, Jason Lee defends Tory Lanez amid criticism. Look, Tory Lanez say he was actually attempting to protect Megan Thee Stallion. It was her friend. This is all by text. He sent a text message right after it happened. He knocked the gun down after Kelsey was trying to take her motherfucking life. Knocked the gun down. She shot that bang bang. Twice more. Twice más. No GSR was ever found on him. There was no trace that he's ever touched the gun that night. He's saying he took the charge trying to be righteous. He didn't want that woman to lose her kids and have to go to prison. Well, look here, this is the good land of America. This isn't Canada. This is the United States, fam. We not going down for shooting no motherfucking woman. Point blank, period. Do you know what they doing to you in those institutions? I think those 14 probably could have been for that, bro, because people got wives and shit, bro. So when you go in there under a crime like that, bro, that's like the worst one. That he did what? Oh, we gonna get him. Oh, we got her. We gonna bake a cake for Woody. We gonna bake a cake for Woody tonight. I think that's what happened. If you being honest, bro. But yet that wasn't no righteous shit when it comes to abusing a woman and all that. Never sign up for it. Point blank, period. Even Ray and Claude, which they ain't never went down there and fuck with that goddamn liquor. You know what I mean? Point blank, period. Life. No, we don't play like that in this motherfucker. Look, shout out to the people that think they know what it is. And the streets would have called him a snitch. Nah, the streets would have only called him smart. Point blank, period. Nick would have still been selling albums. Drop it in the comments, but shout out that Peterson album because it was one of my favorites. I loved it. Loved it. Comments, question. Look, Soulja Boy challenges DDG to a celebrity boxing match. He say, since you so hard, let's get in that ring. He say he gonna knock him out. He gonna, his exact words was he's gonna knock the Sour Patch Kids out of that pussy. He's calling DDG part of the Diddy gang, said he's queer. Now, Soulja Boy never quite answered what William the Baddest was talking about. The one that was on a few episodes of Cheaters. Well, yeah, allegedly, he was rocking with old Soulja Boy for months, years, bro. The man described them as if they was describing Michael Jackson freckle. Those that know what I'm talking about. But yeah, he want to fight. I salute him for that, bro. But you know what? Keep that energy, bro. That same energy you had to Marlon Wayans. And at first he didn't because he caught that split. But now he's back. He's back. Look, Kanye West Cuck album was released by anonymous hackers. Yeah, anonymous hackers, and they left a message with it. They say, fuck Nazis. The 50-year-old loser promoting fascism and hate speeches. All proceeds from this group buy were donated to the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum. This is some LA hackers doing some LA shit. Real shit. The album was uploaded to Discord, made it all the way around through the social medias, YouTubes, before ultimately getting taken down. Look, David Blunt's, that's your money. Be careful what you sign up for, boy. You done fucked up so many opportunities by even penning that shit. You know what? Because if you willing to dip that motherfucking low with him, you could go out the door with him. You gotta take your motherfucking breathing apparatus with you. And your little couch, whatever you need to be comfortable, take that with you. But wherever Ye goes, you go. Scars from the playground, y'all drop that in the comments. Look, Beyonce was allegedly, if we believe everything Donald Trump says, paid $11 million to endorse Kamala Harris. It started with him questioning Bruce Springsteen. How much did Kamala pay him for that terrible performance? Did he like her that much? Was the money really worth it? How much did Bono get paid? Oprah? Beyonce? Came back a little later, say Beyonce was actually paid $11 million to do nothing for the Democratic Party besides endorse. Didn't even have to sing one motherfucking song. Well, look here. He say that's illegal. That's a legal scam, election scam at the highest level, and he's asking the DOJ to open up an investigation. One should not have to win it that way. Look, Kamala Harris, after losing, bro, she actually owed money. That sufficed. And y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. Shout out Queen Beyonce. She just got her bag. Yeah, she didn't know nothing about no illegal acts or nothing like that. They sent her some money. The thing, direct deposit, wasn't cash. And she don't know what happened. She just know all she had to do was go up saying, hey, I'm voting for her. You know, Beyonce never voted in her motherfucking life. It ain't no concrete evidence that Beyonce actually walked in that voting, walked in there and voted for Kamala Harris. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground. I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, so help me God. Okay? Look, Chris Brown to remain in jail to trial. They saying June. You know what I mean? Well, look, he got a whole tour going on, planned. It's already selling out and everything, bro. When is Chris getting out? That's what inquiring minds want to know. This is from a 2023 charge. Grievous bodily harm. Allegedly, he pounded and pounded and pounded the back of her head, producer's head, with a Don Julio bottle. Before you cry for him, you got to remember he's Peru. He's only getting his stripes. And they ain't going to whoop him in there. He's a black belt. This is what he signed up for, bro. Yeah, if you don't want to get in trouble, keep your motherfucking hands to yourself. Unfortunately, he's in lockup. Yeah, he got him in the claim. I thought he was going to get out before they got his license, but no. Flight risk. Been looking for him for 2 years. You think we're going to let him go? Shout out Chris Breezy. Hopefully the boy out to get to his tour, but don't cry for him. Like I said, he's Peru. You know what I mean? That's what he believe in. That come with some jail time. Even more than that. This is just a part of the story. He's it, unfortunately. Scars from the playground, drop it in the comments. I promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, so help me God. So help me God. Real shit though, real shit. I'm always gonna tell the truth. I'm just gonna find a way to that funny and that money. Point blank period. Drop it in the comments, fam. Look, BossMan DLow denies gay allegations. He say he not with the internet shit. He's not trying to beat the internet. He's not with the games. Keep it in the streets if you gonna play with a street, blah, 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 blah. Look, bro was exposed by a transgender OF influencer only because he wasn't trying to be considered a trick. He didn't want to pay for that noggin, that head, that blow, you know what I mean? But let's just be honest, let's just be real, bro. This nigga is like a nigga with a big truck, small nigga with a big truck. He got too much to prove. Now he's talking about streets, bro. This is LGBTQ matter. Yeah, this is that community matter. This has nothing to do with the streets, my nigga. You are who you are. You know what I mean? Point blank, period. Stop hating yourself, nigga. You queer, you queer. Just keep it chill, man. Point blank, period. Just keep it chill. You're busted, nigga. They got you. Drop it in the comments, man. It's cause from the... Look, Suge Knight responds to Snoop Dogg, is it a crime album? Look, Snoop had a whole lot to say. He even said he gonna slap the motherfucking taste out of Suge's mouth. Well, Suge has responded. He said, hey, Snooper-Duper, I made you a gangster. Remember, you used to rock a special ed haircut when I met you, nigga. He said, bro, you PC'd in the street. You can't walk nowhere by your motherfucking self. You have to have security. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, bro. On top of that, he say you's a bitch, cuz. Yeah. Look, he said you couldn't even keep a strip club open, let alone a motherfucking record label. On top of that, look, it ain't looking good. It ain't looking. Bro done got Suge hot. He say, bro, yous ain't no dog, you's a bitch. You know, about the funniest thing Suge done said. Let's just be honest. Hey, that's Snoop Dogg. No, that ain't no dog. That's a bitch. Now that's certified, bro. That's verified. Yeah, Snoop is a high-powered motherfucking cop, but everybody fucking know it. But that Is It a Crime album was some of his best work. Yeah, it was some of his best work. All these niggas just capping anyway, but a nigga like to hear Snoop Dogg on that type of time. I'm just being honest, I'm just being real, nigga. I knew Snoop Dogg my whole motherfucking life, like most people, you know what I mean? So yeah, the nigga's still entertaining, but you can't really just fuck with Suge like you think, nigga. Even at 57, 58 years old, bro. Drop it in the comments, man. If Suge get out, he gonna whoop your blues out of your motherfucking ass. Look, Denzel Washington, old Jake Shuttlesworth, got into an altercation with a photographer at the 78th Annual Cannes Film Festival. This is in France for the dummies that think, oh, was it Atlanta, LA? No, bro, Cannes, France. It's a film festival. They were debuting the release of the highest to lowest film with A$AP Rocky and Spike Lee when somebody grabbed old Jake's arm. He said, let me go, you hurting my arm. You know what I mean? Real shit. Buddy thought it was all games. He thought it was all fun and games. This ain't that. Nigga, it don't matter how old you get or how rich you get. You don't want to be grabbed up by no mind, especially when they doing it just to get a reaction that they got. Because a lot of people didn't think old Denzel still had that pepper in him. You know what I mean? Real shit, drop it in the comments. That man got a rude awakening. Had it went for a couple more minutes, I do believe Denzel might have stole off on him. Y'all drop it in the comments, man. Shout out, salute Denzel Washington. That's my guy. Salute Spike Lee. Salute A$AP Rocky. Look, I'll be in Brooklyn soon. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'll be in Brooklyn soon. If I could meet Spike Lee, I do believe in Denzel, because I'll be in Harlem too. Look, if I meet these guys, they probably be in LA or something, though, but no Spike Lee, he from Brooklyn, bro. He live in Brooklyn. If I meet Spike Lee in Brooklyn this summer, you're gonna see me in the movie, and I just say certain shit like this, bro, so they could be like, oh, he said it would happen. Because everything I speak it into existence. It's existence. Yeah. Promise to tell the truth, the whole truth, so help me God. Look, y'all drop it in the comments, man. Scars from the playground.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.